Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. This is it.
This is Top Flight Time Machine. I am Andy Hotbody Dawson. Pow, pow, pow.
I'm Sam Nifty Delaney. So what?
Welcome along. It's the Friday morning episode, and it's another one of those where you can watch it on YouTube as well, if you can be asked. Go to our YouTube channel, Top Flight Time Machine, and have a look. Watch it on there. Subscribe, I think you meant to say. Subscribe. Click the link at the bottom. Subscribe and comment.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
Aren't we young and hip? And actually, it's not just these ones. All of them now are on YouTube. Every episode that's released free to air is also on YouTube.
Not like this where you can see us in vision, though.
Some there's just like dynamic imagery, I think is what we call it.
Yeah, just repeated still images of us and the logo. But twice a month, we're contractually obliged twice a month to do one of these. Oh, there's a big spider just walking across.
Well, there you go.
This
is the sort of shit you get on the YouTube channel that you would not otherwise have got. All these 5 years, you may well have been wondering to yourselves, what do these guys look like? What goes on while they're recording? What is the visual story that we're not in on? Well, anything could happen.
That's what's crawled across my screen right now.
That's not... Are you saying that's in my camera? A spider crawled across my camera?
No, it's on my laptop. Okay. It's walking around on my laptop.
Oh, it's on your laptop. Okay. Well, whatever you do, don't squish it, mate.
I don't know what to do with it. It's coming towards me.
Just let it be. Or put it on a little bit of paper.
Scared. It's that
more
thing.
Scared
it's
of
more
you.
Scared of you.
Yeah.
It fucking isn't, though. It's on my leg now. Be gone. There you are, it's gone now.
My mate was so scared of spiders that in the night, it's when he was a teenager, he was walking from his bedroom down the hallway to the bathroom, and blocking his path was a spider. He claims a massive spider. You know, anyone who's got a spider phobia is always exaggerating the size of the spider they saw, right? Oh, it was the size of a fucking dog, right? He says there was a big spider, and he panicked, but he was desperate for the toilet, right? And the spider weren't moving, and he was way too scared to step over it. So his brother had a door that was almost off its hinges. It was hanging just by one hinge, right?
Right.
He went back into his bedroom, got a screwdriver, unhinged his brother's door, right? Took it off the frame and dropped the door. Just let it drop on top of the spider, right?
Fucking hell.
And then walked across the door. But it was like, you can imagine the noise. This is the middle of the night. Bang! Right?
Yeah.
The whole fucking house shakes to its foundations. He lived with his dad and 3 siblings. And their house was like... It was one of those houses where all of the siblings despised each other. Did you have friends like that? Like in so many houses where the siblings are just like cat and dog all the time. So when you went there, you say, it's gonna be really stressful, because when you go to their house, literally the moment you walk in the door, they just start having a gigantic row with their brother or sister or whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was rows in my house as well, a lot, but it wasn't the same. It was like we were basically all mates, but sometimes there would be a huge explosion, right?
You have flashpoints,
that was different. Some houses, and that was what that house was like, and the rows there were really spectacular. And I mean, I wasn't there for when this incident happened, but it's the way he told me about it. It wasn't like he didn't tell the story as a funny story, like I'm telling you. He would tell it matter of factly, like, "Oh fucking hell, my fucking brother. I mean, he's such a fucking cunt." You go, what? Well, I mean, I had to go for a piss in the night and there was a spider in my way. So you know how I feel about spiders. There was no way I could step over it. But I was fucking desperate for the bong. So all I could do was get a screwdriver, unhinge my brother's door, and drop the door on the spider.
That's the only thing I could do.
It was only half. The door was already fucking half off its hinges anyway. My brother's woken up in the night and fucking attacked me, gone fucking mad. Then the whole house has woken up. My dad's going mental. And I'm going, I don't think... And I'm saying to him, the door was already half of its hinges. I said, that's probably not the main reason he was angry. The main reason he was angry is that you dropped a massive wooden door on the floor in the middle of the night when everyone was sleeping, right? Oh, well, he's a cunt anyway. Mind you, this was the same older brother. One of the things that, if you're in a situation like that where siblings hate each other, but if you're the mate who's visiting, it can benefit you because the older sibling will purposefully favour you in things just to antagonise the younger sibling.
Yeah.
So this brother who I'm talking about, he worked at McDonald's at the time, right, on Chiswick High Road, and he was doing an evening shift. And I think I've told you this one. I always remember it. We were like, I thought it was such an amazing thing to have happened that it's lived with me really vividly. But we were just sitting in my mate's bedroom watching a film, and then his brother came home, and straight away my mate's he's fucking the fucking cunt. And I said, where's he been? Has he been out? Nah, he's been fucking got a job at McDonald's. He'll be coming back bragging about his money. You know, because at that age, that basically makes you like Bill Gates, right? If you've got a job in McDonald's.
Yeah.
And he comes in, right? And he's got a fucking... What's the biggest box of McNuggets you could get? Wasn't there like a 20 box you could get if you were in a party situation?
20 box, yeah.
Yeah. So we had a 20...
Nugget party.
Yeah, if you're having a nugget... You're right. Nugget party
too.
special. Yeah. No, he had... This is what happened. This is what I remember really well, is that he had a 20 nugget box, but in it, he'd crammed in about 50 nuggets, right? And I go, fucking hell, that's a big nugget box. He goes, yeah, not only that. And he opens out and goes, perks of the job, right? He goes, perks of the fucking job. You can cram in as
Extra
many
nuggets.
as you can fit when you leave, right? And I was like, this is amazing. Wow. Was that free? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, it goes at the end of the shift, got the nuggets. You get to clear out all the nuggets. So I was like, right. And he goes, I'll come in and sit with you. And usually they wouldn't let each other in a room. And you go, you can't come in. And my mates go, you can't come in. He goes, well, you can have a nugget. And he goes, all right. So he goes, right, you can have one nugget. Sam, you can have 4 nuggets, right? And he goes, why are you being like that for? Why does he get 4? He goes, because you're a cunt and I like him. But
he's all right.
I didn't know whether he liked me or not. It was designed wholly to antagonise his brother.
Yeah. Well, you're not worried. You got 4 nuggets.
I didn't care, man. I was buzzing.
Yeah.
It's been a very average night. Just go round your mates, watch a video, whatever. Nothing special.
Yeah.
Suddenly, it's like, okay, this is one of the nights of the year, right? This is a nugget. There's only one thing better than a nugget party, Andy, and that's an It's an impromptu nugget party, right?
Yeah.
And so we started it. I started tucking into my nuggets, and here's the other thing, another perk of the job. He'd got like all of the sauces. There was mild curry. That's the one I always remember, weren't there? Is this still, not to be snobby, but I never go to McDonald's, so I don't know. I'm talking 80s McDonald's, right? But all I remember was there was like, I think there was barbecue. There was maybe sweet and sour.
Yeah, barbecue's still a thing. Sweet chili.
Sweet chili, but there was definitely mild curry back then. Mild curry sauce, right? Because I remember thinking, I'm going to try the mild curry. I've seen this advertised, but I've never had the balls to actually order it. I'm going to fuck it. This is my opportunity. It's free. I'm going to have it. So I take a dip of the mild curry, bite and go, oh, that's well nice, right? Then my mate, with his one singular nugget that he's been allowed by his brother, goes for a dip himself in the mild curry sauce, right? And his brother fucking smacks him, punches him, only in the side of the arm, but like so hard it like knocks him over on the bed where we were sitting.
Yeah.
And he just shouts, no fucking dipping! Bang! And you go, you cunt! What'd you do that for? You go, I didn't fucking... I said you could have one nugget. I did not say you could have a fucking dip. You piss-taking cunt. Sam had a dip. I ain't got a problem with him having a dip.
He got 4 nuggets.
Yeah, and then they started fighting, and I just sat there. I didn't give a shit. I just sat there fucking munching on my 3 nuggets, mate. Did you...
There was recently a piece in the on the Mirror website about a dip taste test. So I'll run you through all the dips that's currently available. The newest one, which won the taste test, creamy ranch.
Oh.
Creamy ranch.
Oh yeah, ranch dressing. That's nice. I had that when I was on my holiday in Portugal.
Yeah. Mild and creamy with green herbs.
Lovely.
Sounds all right, that. And then we've got... Where's the rest of them? Oh, it's one of the things where you've got to click on continue reading.
Oh, it's a scam.
Fucking hell. It's like a fucking game. Sweet curry.
Sweet curry. Now, I want to go back to the launch of the nuggets, which I reckon the launch of the nuggets was like, I want to say like 87, but I bet it was like 83 or something like that. I remember them being launched. It was quite a big deal because it was like one of their first sort of, it was quite big for them to be doing a non-beef burger offering back in those days.
I'd never used a McDonald's until the earliest till I've been 92.
You're joking.
Just didn't.
Did you have one in Sunderland? Did you have one?
Yeah, there was one in Sunderland. Yeah, but when I started working at the Outprice in Washington, there was one right across the mall from where the Outprice was. And Saturday lunchtime, hungover, McChicken sandwich and fries.
Classic hangover.
Or in the morning, a sausage.
Sausage McMuffin.
Sausage and egg McMuffin for a hangover. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd never used it before. I wasn't a user.
For me, I was like all about in the 80s, and then I reckon I gave it up. Yeah, sort of mid to late 90s. But the only thing I crave from McDonald's is that I liked the milkshakes. They were
Still are, I think.
But
You're still allowed to drink milk, aren't you? You're not vegan.
No, I'm not vegan. I could go in and have a milkshake.
Okay, yourself along. Get a milkshake from McDonald's later on.
There was all these things like they can't call them potato chips because it's not made of potato. And similarly, they can't actually call it a milkshake because it's actually not milk. It's made of vegetable fat.
Really?
I don't know. That's just... There was all sorts of... No, I don't know. I don't know. These were schoolboy rumours. There was a lot of schoolboy rumours about McDonald's back in the day. It was a bit like saying... It was in the same thing as, Marlboro are made by the Ku Klux Klan. Polo mints make you sterile. McDonald's milkshakes are made of vegetable fat. There was a lot of what I call consumer rumour going around the playgrounds in the 80s. Now you don't get as much consumer rumour. The consumer rumour with Sam Delaney. Who are that couple who did Watchdog? Do you remember there was a couple?
John Stapleton and Anne Foldswood. John Stapleton.
Consumer rumour.
A couple.
Consumer rumour.
Yeah.
They predated fucking
We'll
Richard
start
and
that as a
Judy.
regular feature.
Consumer rumour.
Right, if you're listening...
If you've got a consumer rumour, either from a current consumer rumour or one that went round your playground when you were a kid. Because
one you might just want to start now.
The thing about consumer rumours is you don't get them as much because the internet, it's like I say with lies and bullshit, the internet ruined so much of that. Because like when we were kids, the bullshitting opportunities were so vast and there was so much consumer rumour because like you just could say something. You get some cunt somewhere in the world has one day out of sheer boredom, right, gone, Marlboro cigarettes, they're made by the Ku Klux Klan. So anyone who smokes Marlboro is basically a racist and is contributing to the white supremacy movement, right? And it's, that's good. And so then you just start spreading that around, right? And no one can just quickly go on their phone and go, that's bollocks. I've just checked it out, it's bollocks. And that's a shame in a way because it means bullshits don't spread as easily. You can't get away with that kind of thing, those curiosities. And the consumer rumours about McDonald's products, Polo mints, I nearly said Kit Kats, but I don't know a consumer rumour. I don't know a consumer rumour about Kit Kats apart from the classic, which is I got a Kit Kat and all 4 fingers were solid chocolate.
It was all chocolate.
We've covered that years ago. We covered that years ago on this podcast, along with it was one that I told my mate this the other day because we were at the football and I bought my mate a bag of crisps and he was showing off to me. By the way, he's soon to be 49. We're watching West Ham beat Chelsea, but he kept distracting me by showing off about the size of the individual crisps he had in his bag and challenging me to find one in my bag that was as big, right? This is during a Premier League football match. We spend a huge amount
During the
on our
match?
season tickets. During the match, yeah. But he was like, look.
Yeah.
He was like, fucking hell, look at this. And I must admit, it was big. And the brand, it's actually a very posh brand to have at a football ground, but it's Piper's. Are you familiar with that brand?
Oh, I'm from aware of Pipers, yeah. I wouldn't have expected that at a football match.
I know, they're really nice
Walkers,
crisps.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, they're really nice.
Right.
They're really nice. Funny enough, me and Len are quite obsessed with the geezer on the cover because there's a geezer with long hair playing a big pipe. Like, you know. Because I thought they were called Pipers because I assumed they were made out of Maris Piper potatoes. But no.
They're not. It's not because of that.
I don't know, but it's a conceptual nightmare. You would just think that's the easy assumption, but then they thought, well, let's make what should we put on the cover? It's hard to decide what image to put on a packet of crisps. I've noticed this for years. Like they all struggle to think of what the graphic design should be.
Here.
And the people at Pipers have gone. Have you lost me?
Yeah, you just keep going in and out. This is the nightmare of trying to do this thing in vision.
Yeah, well, you're just very you're pixelated quite a lot from time to time.
Yeah, you are as well, but then I keep losing you. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Apologies to the audio only listeners because this is no fun at all. But yeah, Pipers.
Yeah, so they've just gone literal and they've drawn a long-haired sort of, I would say, a kind of a bohemian character playing a big pipe on the cover.
Yeah.
But anyway,
the bagpipes. What kind of pipe?
To be honest, it's like a long trumpet kind of thing.
Yeah.
Actually, brass instruments are on my list of discussion topics for today, but we may run out of time at this stage.
We've got Flaviu as well. It's something you were going to mention.
I was going to talk about Flaviu
that later on.
Yeah, so
occurrence of Flaviu.
Oh, it just reminds me of that. We got an email a long time ago from someone who said, I think it was their nan I want to say in Ireland, but they claimed that she got a packet of crisps, and when she opened it, it was just one massive crisp that filled the entire bag.
Yeah, he's gone again. Can't hear what he's saying. Fucking hell.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah, he went again. This is ridiculous.
This must be to do with this software we're using because, you know, we do Zooms all the time. I do Zooms constantly, and it's like there's never this issue. And there's never this issue when we're talking on WhatsApp. It's
all part of the recording. No, you can't edit it out. It goes out as live.
Yeah, well.
So
okay, well, we could grass up the platform we're using to record this, but you know, for their low quality.
We could do, but we're using the free version instead of paying for it. So it's our fault probably.
Yeah, probably.
If we pay for it, it'll probably start working really well.
Yeah.
But then it might not. So why would we pay for it? Riverside.fm.
As the listeners would have heard, but you didn't, someone once emailed us claiming that his nan in Ireland bought a packet of crisps, and when she opened it, it was just one massive crisp inside.
Oh, it was the big crisp, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember that.
Big crisp.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you want to hear about Flaviu just quickly?
Tell me about Flaviu, yeah.
So, I've talked about Flaviu before. In about, I think it was 2017, there was a lynx called Flaviu that escaped from Dartmoor Zoo within the first hour of him arriving there. So he arrived there, I don't know where from, they'd bought him, and they got him there and put him in his pen, and he just took one look around and just gave it the old, fuck this, and just immediately escaped, right? And then he was out in the wild on Dartmoor. And this became a news story, and it's a story that I became really obsessed with. And at the time I was hosting Drive Time on Talk, so I instructed the producers to make this a priority story every day, and that we would be looking for links updates every day on the adventures of Flaviu.
Oh, you're back. All right.
And
did you not push to actually take the mobile broadcasting unit down to Dartmoor?
I wanted to go there, yeah. And the bosses drew the line at that. But we did make a jingle, so every day it was like Links Watch, bum 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 bum, right? And
spared.
And it was amazing because Flaviu kept doing things like we were getting these updates. Like at one point, to try and in the increasing sort of like desperation for the authorities to catch Flaviu, they did these funny things like they put a recording of his mother's call out on the moors, right? Which I thought was very cruel psychologically, right? To try and draw him in. And they put food near it as well. But Flaviu would come out, take the food, and then just fuck off again. Immediately realise it. That's not my fucking mum.
Thanks, Mum.
That's cheers, Mum. All the best. Can't stick around. I'm on the run. Right. And it was always doing things like they'd do a trap with food, but he somehow became like really good at like getting the food without getting trapped. So he'd snatch the food and then run away. And he kept confounding the authorities, right? And anyway, as I've told you before, in the end I said, right, let's get the owner of the zoo on the line. So I get the owner of the zoo on the line, and it's a bloke called Benjamin Mee. And I'm like, oh, I know Benjamin Mee, right? In my first ever job on a magazine at Men's Health, he was one of the writers who I really looked up to, right? And, you know, I was like, oh, he's a cool guy. And
you were right to look up to him because he went on to own a fucking zoo.
He went on to write. He was a great writer, and then he went on years later to just randomly, I say randomly, there's a story behind it, but he just bought a fucking zoo, right? Amazing. And you may be aware of the film starring Matt Damon called We Bought a Zoo. That is a film of Ben's story.
Based on Benjamin Mee.
Based on Benjamin Mee, right? And this is a guy I'd known like in the mid-late 90s when I first started working. Incredible. So we get him on the line. I'm like, oh, it's you. And he's like, oh, I remember you. And we had this sort of catch-up on air. He's a brilliant bloke, very smart, funny, obviously a little bit eccentric, as you'd imagine. Anyway, that was Flaviu. In the end, Flaviu got caught. I did the story for a whole summer. Flaviu got recaptured in the end. That's the end of the story. About a month ago, Andy, just when I'd got back from holiday, I get an email from a former agent, someone who used to be my agent but isn't anymore, saying, oh, hi, Sam, we've had some sort of, I don't know whether it's fan mail or what, arrive at this address for you. Can you give us your current address and we'll forward it on? I said, yeah, fine. Thought, this is strange. A couple of days later, package arrives for me. Open it up. Inside, there is a T-shirt, and I wish I was wearing it today, but I will put a picture. And it's this incredible, I'll post a picture online, incredible picture, an illustration of this massive lynx's head. And it just says, Flaviu, Dartmoor Zoo. And there's a handwritten note inside, right? This story was in 2017, 6 years ago, right? Just saying, hi, Sam, was doing a clear out, found this T-shirt, remembered you were a big fan. These are very rare and quite niche. So I just wanted you to have it. And 6 years later, he'd found a Flaviu the Lynx T-shirt, remembered how into Flaviu I was, tracked me down via some old agent I'd had years ago, right? And sent me a Flaviu T-shirt, which has immediately become my best T-shirt. I forgot that today I was going to... But it was so out of the blue and so, it was just so exciting. And it's such a cool T-shirt, which I will post. And I thought, this is amazing. So I didn't have this guy's number. But I do have a mutual friend who is sort of in touch with him. And I said, I'm actually going to send you the picture now, okay? So you can see it.
Sam's broken up again. Oh, he's back again. Every time I see he's broken up, he comes back. There you are. Yeah.
So I'm going to...
What I will say... We do, IFS subscribers, they do an exclusive live video stream, which always works better than this one does.
Yeah.
And you can wear it for that, can't you?
I will do.
Oh, you just sent me a photograph.
Look at the T-shirt. You're going to really love the T-shirt.
Oh, man,
It's an amazing T-shirt, isn't it? Like, when I showed it to Len...
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
He was like, fucking hell, that is an epic T-shirt, right? And so anyway, I sent this guy, Ben, I tracked down his number, and it was just so amazingly out of the blue. You know, this bloke I hadn't seen for years just sent him this Flaviu T-shirt. I sent him a message saying, I got the T-shirt. I can't tell you how happy I am. Thank you so much. And then I said, how's Flaviu? Right? Is he still with us?
Yeah.
I don't know what the lifespan of a lynx is. Him? We fucking ate him 2 Christmases ago. No, that's not what he said. But this bloke, Ben, he is such a great guy. And
is he dead? What did you say?
He didn't tell me.
He
didn't update me. He didn't update me. But his message back, I won't read the whole thing out because it's like, it would be indiscreet, but it's just such a funny thing. Because he goes, I'm glad it got to you. There's not many of those T-shirts around, blah, blah, blah. And he went, it's all okay here, apart from August rains buggering what's supposed to be our busiest month. Still, getting an Armour Leopard next month, which will cheer us all up. All the best.
That's the way to live.
Benjamin Mee is my hero. He was my hero when I was young, and like if you imagine, like, I was starting as an editorial assistant. There was this one guy. He wasn't on the stuff. He was sort of like an editor at large.
Fucking hell!
And
he's back. He's back.
And he was like, you know, this sort of urbane writer who kind of flitted in and out of the office, delivering his copy, being sort of amusing. And I really thought, oh, that guy's really cool. One day maybe I could be a writer like him. And and then years later, he comes back into my life. And my aspirations and dreams have changed over the years, as they all do. And now it's the same dynamic. He's come back into my life. It's like he owns a fucking zoo and deals in wildcats.
He's still
right?
better.
And I'm like,
I'm
still thinking the same thing. I'm thinking maybe one day when I'm his age, I could own a zoo and deal in wildcats as well.
Never get a zoo. Couldn't be asked.
No, but I will watch that film. I might watch that tonight, actually. We bought a zoo just to see the ups and downs and challenges. One thing I would say is that when I heard he'd bought it, which I think was before the film came out, I'd heard through my mutual friend that he'd bought a zoo. And I sort of thought, that won't last. The zoo game, everyone knows it's one of the toughest businesses you can get into. It's fucking years later. The zoo's still going. So he's obviously, it can't be easy, can it? But it's still fucking going.
Have we seen the advert for Marks and Spencer's bread or whatever it is? And it's that chef Tom Courage.
Oh, yeah.
And he's standing in this wheat field and he goes, I'm with fucking Adam Knobend or something. You might remember him from Groove Armada. I'm like, well, I'll be honest, I don't. I don't remember him from Groove Armada. I don't remember anybody from Groove Armada. And now he's got a big farm. And
well, guess what? Now he's a farmer. And he's making bread for M&S.
Yeah, he's bought a field, and it's sustainable or fucking whatever.
Yeah,
environmentally sound.
He's got one of them sustainable fields.
He goes into detail. He says he sold all of his publishing rights in the future, and he bought this field, and it's full of wheat.
And he's making fucking bread out of the fucker. So think on.
Yeah,
think on.
So
what I'm trying to
say
say
have you done today?
It's never too late. Yeah. It's never too late. Anyway, all the best.
As Groove Armada said.
Yeah.
As Groove Armada said in that song, what have you done today to make you feel proud? That was them people, Tom. Was it?
People.
Oh, well, sorry, mate.
Good fucking song, though, let's be honest. Right.
Yeah,
anyway,
cracking.
buy this bread next time you pass it at M&S. It's good. Good for toasties.
Has it got any shit in it? Has it got shit in it? I can't remember which one it is, mate.
Yeah, well, a little bit of shit don't matter too much. It's tasty, and that's about. And the field, as I haven't
good
said
for
this
your
already,
immune system.
It's sustainable. The bread and the field are both sustainable. So, do your bit, yeah.
Because of all the shit. By the way, I forgot to say topflighttimemachine@gmail.com if you've got a consumer rumour. And we'll cover them in a future episode. Let's just do some fucking predictions and get out of here, because this has been semi-catastrophic. Are you ready to predict
I've lost you now.
You've gone again.
This is bullshit, man.
I don't know if he's ready to predict or not. Oh, you're ready to predict, yeah?
Yeah, I lost you too, yeah. This is bullshit.
Yeah,
We're going to have to rethink
right.
this the next time. Okay, right.
Yeah. Chelsea versus Luton.
2-0 Chelsea.
I'll go 3-0 Chelsea. Sheffield United versus Manchester City. I'll go first on this. I'll say 2-0 Manchester City.
I'll say 3-0 Manchester City.
3-0 Manchester City. Brighton versus West Ham United. Is he thinking or has he gone again? Oh, he's gone again.
I'm here. I'm here. Hello?
Yeah. Brighton West Ham.
2-2. Desmond 2-2.
Ooh. I'll go 1-1. Coventry versus Sunderland, which I'm inexplicably going to. Fucking hell.
You're going down to Cov?
I'm going to say, yeah. Oh, man. My son used to go to drama school on a Saturday morning, never got to any away games, and now he's packed it in. I said, we'll go to some away games.
Right.
This is one of them. I'm going to say 2-0 Coventry.
Oh, come on. All right, I'm going to say, well, I have to take your lead, so I'm going to say 1-0 Coventry.
All right, that's nice. Newcastle United, Saudi Arabia versus Liverpool.
Newcastle United versus Liverpool. Oh, this could be a good game. I'm going to go for another 2-2. Weird.
I'll go for 1-0 Liverpool. That's the predictions then. That's the episode. Apologies for the technical hitches. We'll try and sort them out for next time we do one of these YouTube things. What are you going to do? Enjoy your weekend. Thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.